Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday Night Mini Healings. I'm Summer Avalon with Summer Avalon Healing Arts, and I am so glad you're here. We are going to have a good time tonight. We've got some individual healing, some group healing, doing the healing pulse, and then we're going to talk a little bit about raising your vibration. And then at the end, we're going to do some healing pulses to go. And we're going to be doing probably some aura strengthening, and we'll see what else comes up. I've got my little book here, and we will see who comes in tonight and what we work on. So it definitely is going to be good. I had a few little announcements, but I will wait until we get started to do that. Yes, I'm going to turn on my fan just a moment because it's warm. There we go. Not as warm as other places, but it's definitely humid. I'm trying to think if there's anything else important. So I've been working on that raise your vibration. This is week number 4. And so I've got a new suggestion on how to raise your vibration. I'm going to cough. Excuse me. So let me turn on the chat and just see who's there. Oh, Valerie. Oh, Paula. It's been a long time. And Sissy. Valerie, your list is growing. That's not a good sign. All right. Do you believe it's July 29th already? You know, I don't really like cold weather, but sometimes I really dislike the weather we've been having lately. Oh, and there's Joan. Welcome. So I'm just getting ready with my list. So I'm just going to write down what tools we're going to use. If you guys have any special requests, let me know. I think last time we did the brain balancing, but let me know if you decide you want to do that again. So Sissy is on the list first. Sissy, is your knee getting better, or is it get better for a little while and then it goes back to the same level of pain? All right, so Valerie, lower back, neck, ear. Paula. You know, Paula, there are a lot of people dealing with insomnia right now. So it might be something energetic, you know, things that are happening in the world. But we will definitely work on that. Oh, I would believe that because I imagine you have several inches of very thick medical records. Ugh. So how come you don't have your eyes on there? I think that would hurt my eyes after a while. Just kidding. So if you are watching on the replay, just know that 10 after we will start the healing pulse, which I've heard from quite a few of you that they watch the replays and fast forward between the healing pulses. Although towards the end of the evening, I tend to do more group things. So in the beginning, we start with a healing pulse, which is a group, but you can use the energy individually. But towards the end, we definitely do some more group things that if on the replay you might enjoy. So we generally do a healing pulse 10 minutes in, and then 30 minutes in, And then we usually end up at an hour. After an hour, we typically do some other things too, sometimes shortly before an hour. Okay. Well, I'm glad it's slowly getting better. That is a sign that you need a session. If things get better and then it goes downhill. So, but that's a good thing. Did everybody see my post tonight about our theme? So here is our theme. Receive healing. I think I might put the link for this. It's a newer deck of oracle cards that I got. It's called Whispers of Healing. And it's all about healing. So I thought it appropriate. So yeah, but I'll talk about that a little bit after the healing pulse. Paula, I enjoyed seeing pictures of your new deck on Facebook. That looked like a wonderful place. Although today there's like a whole fleet of flies that came in, and they all snuck through my patio door screen that is magnetized for the dogs to go in and out, and so they let all the flies in. Not good. Oh, and there's Lisa. Welcome, Lisa. It is definitely perfect for tonight. Yeah, so we'll talk about that, ways to raise your vibration. We'll also talk about this receiving healing, because there is a message in the book that I thought appropriate for me to share. So I've been doing a lot of self-healing. Not very well, because my muscle testing has been blocked for myself, which is very frustrating. So I think I'm going to do a blog post about self-healing and psychic attacks and all that good stuff. Oh, and there's April. That would be cool, Paula. Oh, and there's April. April's checking in from Mexico. She has a beautiful, is it Gulf view, ocean view? All I know is it's beautiful water where April is. Oh, and there's Anne-Marie. Welcome. So I've got a few people on my list, but let me know if you have things you want to work on. Oh, and remember last week, and there's Marina. Last week, we worked on a little thing on here from Ken Graydon about creating a miracle. And so I have not been as vigilant about doing it every day. I think I got maybe 5 days, but I hope you guys noticed that on YouTube, and I think Facebook too. I think I did both. I read the process for creating a miracle. So if you have not been doing that every day, I really do suggest you watch the video every day and just really work on drawing that energy to you, because I'm very excited. Joan, I really like how you worded your thing you want to work on. All right. In the flow with the universe. Marina, is that getting any better, or is it staying about the same? And I'm curious for you, Marina, do you notice if the brain balancing helps? And if so, are you doing it on your own, or are you just doing it once a week with the group? I like those, Anne Marie. Lately, what we work on with you, Anne Marie, has been a little negative. So I'm glad that this seems a little definitely lighter. So I guess that's a good thing, right? Determination and lightness. So, especially with the raising the vibration, if you haven't been working on the tips that I give every week for raising your vibration, you might want to go through those and see if there is anything you can incorporate. Lisa, fear, that's not good. Definitely something good to work on. Oh, Joanne needs some energy. So Joanne is being the master declutterer and opening up. Okay, Marina. I am getting that would help you. So it's one of those fake it till you make it kind of things, and just trust that the energy is flowing. All right, so we're going to start with a healing pulse as soon as I finish writing. So, Joanne, I think the last time we chatted, you had 2 rooms left. So, are you getting closer to be done with both rooms, or mainly are you focusing on one? All right, so let's go ahead and do a healing pulse for anyone new. I will give you full instructions. This is a great energy that, when directed, will go to where you tell it to go. So if you're suffering from something physical, it's pretty easy. I want you to rub your hands together and place your hands wherever you want to direct the energy. If it's something emotional, think about where you feel that emotion. Or if it's anxiety, think about that. And with anxiety, where does that live in your body? So rub your hands together and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. And so I am starting to send the energy now. Imagine my hands are upon your hands. And this is the most important part, be open and allowing. Because although I may send the energy, you can block it. And so if you want to receive the healing, you need to make sure that you're allowing it through. And for most of you, that's not an issue. Although every once in a while, I'll find someone that their subconscious will block. So I'm sending the energy now. And some of you might feel it with a tingle, a pulse, heat. Every once in a while, I get someone that feels cold, or it causes like a shiver. But with this, I just want you to breathe it in. So breath is important. However, not everybody experiences the same thing with breath work. So we will wait until the second healing pulse for me to give instructions for breath work for those of you who want to use that. So just breathe in that energy. Imagine it flowing through my hands to your hands and then going exactly to where it needs to go. Open and allowing the energy to flow and the healing to happen. So just breathe it in. All right, so that was our first healing pulse of the night. Let me know how everyone did, because I hope it was great. So let's chat a little bit about this card. Receive healing. So lots of things. The artist that does this is pretty amazing. And I've been posting, I think this is week number 4 that I've been posting the oracle cards about our theme. And there are a lot of hidden meanings. But there's something in the first paragraph where it talks about this card that I thought, I should probably share that. All right. So the first and most important step for healing is being able to recognize that you need it. When you're asked about your health, do you discount what is going on by saying you're fine? So when you're asked about it, sometimes you do need to acknowledge that you're having some issues. So currently, I'm one of those having some issues. But I'm working on them. So I've realized that I'm probably not going to do it alone. So I've reached out and I've got some healer friends that are helping me. And so you should probably do the same. But yes, so receive healing. Are you open to acknowledging that you have an issue? But just be aware you don't want to be too tied to that issue, because say you have this certain issue and you latch on and scream from the rooftops that you have it. What happens when it goes away? So there's a fine balance between telling people that you've got issues and telling everyone that you have issues, because I don't want you to get too tied to making that issue part of your story. I want it to be part of your past, and it's not the first thing that you tell people ever. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So let's start with healing. Does anyone have anyone who hasn't posted what they want to work on? Be sure you get that on the list. Sissy, you are first with your knee. And we're going to work with trapped emotions. Just making sure I have all my many papers. Too many sometimes. Okay, so let's see what I got. Joanne, you would be proud of me. In my declutter process, I'm putting things into notebooks. Client sessions, healing sessions that people have worked on me, trainings that I've had and I've taken notes for. So I've got I've got 4 binders set up right now. So someday we'll go through maybe a couple different modalities that I took training on and really didn't do a lot with. But there's some interesting ones. All right, so Sissy, we're going to use my big list. Let's see what is contributing. Sorrow. Let me get an age on that. $19, Sissy. So let me go ahead and release that, and I'll fill the voids with healing pulse energy. Okay, so that's been released. Valerie, let's see. We're going to work on your ear. So that's a family thing, that yawning. Very funny. Thank you for sharing that, Sissy. All right, so Valerie, we're going to work on your ear. Mistrust. Let me get an age on that. Fabulous Jane, I will add you to the list. So if I were to say, Jane, we're going to work on expanding and strengthening your intention. Does that sound like a good fit? Okay, let me get an age on Valerie's mistrust. Around age 18. So 17, 18, 19, somewhere in there, Valerie. So let me go ahead and release that. Yeah. I remember when you asked about it initially, Jane. And I think I worked on you being sure you were doing what you needed to do. The way things are going, so long as you don't judge other people, I'm glad you're able to decide what was best for you. Good, Jane. That's exactly how it was supposed to happen. Not other people, but you yourself. Okay, so Valerie, that mistrust has left and the voids have been filled. Paula, you are next. Let's see what we're going to use for you, Paula. And we're going to use a different list. Frustration. Let me get an age on that, Paula. Around age 18, Paula. Let me know if that rings the bell. So somewhere 17, 18, 19. So let's go ahead and release that. Okay. That released and the void has been filled. Joan, strengthening your being in flow with the universe. That's sort of a law of attraction, Abraham kind of statement, which is really important. I think I've got one of their books about the vortex, and they talk about being in the flow. Let's see what list we're using for Joan. Powerless. Let me get an age for this. Around age 19. So somewhere 18, 19, 20. So let's go ahead and release that. I bet you do, Paula. And so we had a full moon. What was that, Monday night? Has that affected you? And maybe we need to do some clearing with that. I know there's some of you that are really affected by moon energy. So let me know if we should do some more on that tonight. Okay. All right, so Joan, your powerless has been released, which is good because especially with your career, you never want to feel like you're powerless. All right, so let's do some moon work tonight. Anybody else? That help? To think about what we're going to do with that. We might have to do something out of one of my books. We'll see. So far, I don't know. Okay. All right, Marina, brain fog. Let's see. And Marina, I'm getting brain balancing. Do you guys want to do brain balancing now? So Joanne, you're affected because it's taking your energy and putting it towards other things. Do you guys have a preference if we do brain balancing now or towards the end. Okay. I'm just seeing if there's anything that's going to make brain balancing for Marina more powerful, just because she's been dealing with this for a while. So Marina, I get the word seizures, but it's not really a seizure, but there's something definitely going on in your brain. So I'm going to just release that. Well, you're back just in time, Lisa, because we're going to do some brain balancing. But Marina, I'm going to release that is contributing to that fog. All right. So brain balancing. So what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen the connection between your left and right brain hemispheres. And this helps work on the brain fog. It helps with balance. It just helps with so many things. And so let's do that tonight. So I think with Marina, I want you to use the healing pulse energy. For everyone else, decide if you want to use your energy or if you want to add the healing pulse energy to it. Okay? So I want you to start by doing your 2 fingers each, and you're going to place them an inch above your ears. So reach through your hair to your scalp, and so you're going to connect the energy from the 2 fingers to the other 2 fingers, and this will go through both brain hemispheres, and if we've got it right, it should hopefully connect to the pineal too. So I want you to gather the energy in one of the hands. So I'm starting to send the healing pulse now. So if you decide you want to add that, you just basically pull that in. Ooh, there's Geraldine. It's been a while. Geraldine, we're starting brain balancing. So if you want to jump in, get your 2 fingers ready and an inch above your ears. And then you're going to be gathering energy in one of the hands. All right, so now that the hand is full of energy, I want you to start sending the energy to the other hand. And the first couple times it goes a little slow. So just imagine it's slowly releasing from your hand. And it's making its way to your other hand. So it's creating an energetic pathway. Or should I say it's expanding the pathway that's currently there, but making it stronger. And so right now it's about halfway through. And right now it's reached your other hand. And so that hand is going to gather the energy. All right, so once you've gathered all the energy, I want you to start sending it to your original hand. And so this will go a little faster than what it initially did. It still won't be really fast, but just imagine the energy flowing. So start sending it now. Okay, and then as the energy reaches that original hand, I want you to gather the energy. And then from now on, you're going to control when to send and when to receive. So I want you to start sending it now, and then wait until all the energy is gathered in your other hand. And then once that hand is full, start sending it to the opposite hand. And we'll do this a couple more times. And Marina, I'm getting you don't need to do this every day, but every other day would be good. And if you end up doing it every day, that's not a bad thing. It's not like you can hurt yourself. And with this, if you feel like it's stronger with the healing pulse, just know that you can use the healing pulse energies that you're going to get in your healing pulse to go, because you'll get a week's worth of pulses. So keep sending back and forth. I'm just going to see if there's anything that comes up for the full moon thing. All right, so one more minute, and then we will finish up. Okay. Okay, so that's the brain balancing. Now, Marina, I know you don't typically feel a lot. Are you starting to feel things a little bit when you do those brain balance exercises, Marina? Let me know, because I'm wondering if maybe we should work on something that would add to that. All right, so Anne Marie, you are next. We're going to work on lightness for you. So this one, I'm not quite sure how to interpret it. So we'll see what you think about this. It's the word fullness, Anne Marie. So when I think of fullness in this context, I think of it as being too much. And so if you have fullness, it's hard to be light, because this is related to being light. So that makes sense? Well, then, Sissy, just keep working when we do these brain balancing things, and do it more than just this once a week thing. Good. So just keep using it. All right. So let me get an age for that fullness, Anne Marie. Around age 18. So somewhere 17, 18, 19. Let's go ahead and release that, because that will make it a little easier to feel lighter. Okay. So that released. Lisa, we've got fear. Let's just see if we can just release fear. No, there's more to it than that. April, are you still there? I don't have you on my list. Self-abuse. So self-abuse and fear, Lisa. Self-abuse is current. You got to stop that. Makes it worse. Okay? But let's just see. We're going to release a few more instances of self-abuse. Fabulous, April. I will add you. So I'm going to release a couple other layers of self-abuse for you, Lisa, along with the fear. Self-abuse is when you beat yourself up. You talk negative to yourself. Say, so here's an example. I did something stupid. And then I tell myself, well, why did you do that? That was so dumb. You shouldn't have done that. And basically yell at myself for doing something stupid or accidental or just something I didn't think out very, very well. Does that make sense? Do you have conversations with yourself and call yourself names? That's self-abuse. So it's hard to move forward and be positive when you constantly name call yourself. Or, say bad things about yourself to yourself. All right, so let's get rid of that. All right, so that released. We will see what else. And we're going to do another healing pulse. We're actually a little late. So let's do a healing pulse. So rub your hands together. If you don't really have a particular place that you want to receive the energy, I would suggest sending it to your heart or your head. Okay. All right, so place your hands, and next imagine that my hands are in your hands. And for those of you who benefit from doing breath work, again, we'll just do the basic box breath that we've been doing for a while. So I want you to breathe in really deep and hold it. And when you can't hold it any longer, let it out and then hold it. So in, hold, out, hold. And as you're breathing out, imagine you are also releasing anything that doesn't serve your highest good. Okay? And so imagine the energy going exactly to where it needs to go, and that you're being open and allowing the healing to come in and to happen. So just breathe it in. Open and allowing. Allowing the healing to happen. Okay, so how is that doing? Let me know how that pulse was for you. Was it different than the first one? I think I found what I want to do for the full moon. It's pretty simple. It's more like a meditation kind of thing. and it's called Standing in the Healing Stream. All right, let's do that quick. And then when we come back, we've got Joanne, Jane, Geraldine, and April. All right, so this, even though you may not be one that the moon affects, this is a process about healing, standing in the healing stream. And this is Ken Grayson from the Healer's Handbook. It's his process. And so basically I'm just going to send you or state his visualization. And just as I read through it, breathe it in and feel it. Okay, are you ready? I connect with the Creator, the source of all healing. I accept blessings for all of creation. My intention with this healing is to remove all the negative energy. And for those of you who have a specific thing, like if there's any negativity from the full moon, I want you to put that in that sentence, or if you've got something else you want to fill that line. So let me repeat that line. My intention with this healing is to remove all the negative energy of. I visualize standing in a luxurious shower cabinet. Above me is a shower head of gold. The walls glow with a luster of mother of pearl. The outlet beneath my feet is silver. The tap on the wall is gold and triangle shaped. An elegant sign over the tap says Healing Stream. As I reach for the tap, I make the request. Healing Stream, please. So you're drawing in the energy of the healing stream. Like water coming from a shower head, a stream of rainbow colors run down my body, inside and outside of all my cell structures. These colors reprogram my cells from negative to positive. At the end, everything turns to a purple flow, because that correlates to healing for any needs. As the water runs, observe how small dark colored pieces are now flushed down the outlet as the negative energies leave. All negative energy is transformed into positive energy, which is collected into the sphere of energy. I accept this energy healing with gratitude. So feel that in. And I will let you stand there for a moment, basking in the healing stream process. Okay. All right, so that was for the full moon. And for those of you who don't feel that, that was for whatever other healing that you needed to work on for tonight. So next, we've got Joanne, who needs energy to finish decluttering. She's got 2 rooms left. I am so proud of you, Joanne. If you live closer, I'd have you come visit and help me. Okay. It is the word judgmental. Let me get an age on that. Around age 16, Joanne. So 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there. Judgmental. And this wasn't you, but somebody who judged you and it affected you. Good, Lisa. I'm glad the breathing helps. Oh, we've got some yawners. That is great. I can totally relate to that, Joanne. It's easier to help others than to be accountable to doing things on our own sometimes. All right, so judgmental left and how that affected you. And then the voids have been filled. All right, Jane, you are next. And switch lists. Mistrust. Let me get an age on that, Jane. Round age 18, so 17, 18, 19. Something in there, Jane. So let me release that, and hopefully that will help you with your intention and manifesting that. Okay, so that released, and the voids have been filled. Geraldine, you are next. You've got family issues. Spiritual suicide, Geraldine. I think this has come up one other time, and we sort of had to walk it through. Well, I guess that is a good sign, Valerie, isn't it? Let me get an age on this, Geraldine, and see if that makes sense to you. Round age 8, Geraldine. So somewhere 7, 8, 9. Something about religion, no. But something about belief in God and the connection. So let me take that out so that it makes you more neutral, because this is a negative thing. Okay, that did release, and the voids have been filled. Let me know if that makes sense to you, Geraldine. That's definitely a really unique one. April, you are next. We're working on whatever comes up for April's highest good. So let's see what tool we're going to use. Injustice. Let me get an age for that, April, because it's playing a role today. Sounds like you were ready for the release tonight, Valerie. Sometimes it's all a process. I wish I could say everything happens immediately, but sometimes healing happens in stages or layers. So let's see. Round age 27, April, so 26, 27, 28. Let me go ahead and release that. Okay, so that released. So, a couple things. I have my commercial that I laugh. I think I should probably record this. I'm so bad at commercials. So much easier promoting other things, other people. But this week is the last week before I raise my prices. So if you think you might want a session in the future, I suggest you book a session with me now to lock in those prices, because those prices will be locked in for 2 years. If you just can't afford it this week, write me and I'll I'll give you a month extension, okay? Because you're part of my Thursday night group, okay? You are very welcome, April. And I will be teaching Yusui Holy Fire Reiki 1 and 2 the beginning of October. And I will be putting that on the website. And April is actually my teacher who has taught me the most recent version of Reiki, because I have Yusui Reiki, but she has taught me the Holy Fire Reiki. So it will be October 9th and 10th. We'll be training. It's 2 full days. It'll be done on Zoom. I will send you everything required. Yes. Oh, and the cost is $430. That is set up by the International School of Reiki. And let's see, you will get a book. Let's see what the book looks like. Ooh, this is it. So you will get this book. So this is by William Rand. And yeah, very exciting. So let me know if you have any questions. If you haven't already participated or watched with the energy sampler that I did, comparing the different Reiki energies along with the healing pulse, I do have that out. It's on Facebook video, and it's also on the YouTube channel. And I think it goes about 30 minutes where I share the energies of those 3 things. And then I also do Yusui Holy Fire Reiki meditation type. Fabulous, Joan. We will chat about that. So I don't have it on my website. You guys are the first to know. So I'm hoping it'll be a really small class. My goal is maybe 3 or 4 people, because that way it'll be just a nice, easy, simple flow, and we're going to have fun, and you'll learn a lot. So there's that, and let's chat about raising vibration. Pull up my sheet. Since I can't remember everything, I put everything in a spreadsheet. So last week, well, let me go through everything, just because the reasons you want to raise your vibration. So here are some of the key things. You release negative thoughts and energy. You're a happier person. People enjoy being around you. You feel better physically and more energetic. You stopped attracting experiences that hurt you. You start attracting experiences that help you. Manifestation becomes a whole lot easier. And so for the last 3 weeks, I have gone out and put the theme, and then I put what I was doing to work on increasing my vibration based on the theme. So the first week was gratitude. Week 2 was spending time with positive people. Last week was making space for new energy. And in my description on Facebook, I put I was making space in 2 ways. 1, I was decluttering. And 2, I'm trying to sort of coordinate and hold my calendar accountable, because I've realized if I have a couple things that I want to accomplish in a day, I oftentimes wait till the end of the day to do them. And then I don't have any time for fun, because I keep saying, oh, I got to work on my website, or I've got to do a flyer. And so if I can hold myself accountable and assign myself, an hour or 2 and actually do it, then I've got the rest of the day to have fun, do something that I really enjoy, instead of all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock at night and I haven't done anything. So I'm really working on that. That is a little harder for me. Decluttering is actually easier for me than holding myself accountable to my schedule. So that was last week. So now this one's a hard one. So I want you to watch your thoughts and stop worrying about things that you can't control. So, Joanne, judgmental, although that wasn't yours. Where was the other one? Lisa, self-abuse. That watch your thoughts. So be careful, because if you beat yourself up for thoughts, actions, and things that you really can't control, it makes it worse. So I really want you to really listen to what you're saying. Are you good to yourself? Do you say nice things to yourself? Or do you make it harder? So let me see. I've gotten some things written down, but let me just see. This might be a little helpful. Gives a little bit better explanation. So our thoughts design our lives, and this is why it is important to pay attention to it. However, our minds always roam from positive thoughts to negative thoughts. Thus, our focus should be on creating a balance. You don't need to force positive thoughts in your mind, nor do you need to repel negativity. Simply have a neutral pose. Although, I tend to think if you go towards the negative, you need to either stop it or flip it to a positive to balance it out. And there's another program or another paragraph that talks a little bit more about that. I like the second paragraph better. All right, so that's part of it. And then here's the hard part. Worrying about things you can't control. So here's what it says about that. Because I know with me, I've quit watching the news. It's very helpful not to watch the news. So, but with practice, I think you'll be able to do better at it. So let's see what they say. So this is what the author wrote. There have been so many nights where I lay awake for hours worrying about things completely outside my control, until I learned to catch myself and shift my thoughts to something else. I tell myself, you can't control this, so stop giving it your energy. And I'll make a conscious effort to think about something positive. Sometimes my thoughts wander back to the thing I worry about, and then I just have to pull them back again. So I think that one's, for most of us, is going to be difficult, just because there's a lot of things we can't control in the world. And there's so much out there that's just not positive. But I think if you just really start paying attention to what's positive, what's negative, and as we did, was it a couple weeks ago, where we tried to limit our contact with negative people? What if we tried to eliminate our contact with negative thoughts, negative news, negative information? So that is the theme for this next week. So I hope you're up to the challenge. Yes, very exciting. All right, so let's see I wanted to talk about the creating a miracle. Did anyone do it? Did anyone notice any changes? So I think in the very beginning, I was chatting a little bit about it, and I think I did it for 5 days. So for those of you who were not here, William Rand, that's the Reiki guy. Ken Grayson, in his latest book, last week, he has this process for creating a miracle. And so last week, I read it and asked everyone to commit to doing it once a day and really working on feeling it. And if you're having a hard time with it, do it multiple times. So there's a video on Facebook video on the Summer Avalon Healing Arts page or the YouTube Summer Avalon Healing Arts. So I've done a video for, it's like 3 minutes, where I walk you through the process. So I really want you to focus on this. And the important part is feeling it. So, which is sort of cool. So Lisa's doing it. Is anyone else doing it? It's a cool thing. So I'm hoping, Lisa, eventually that something will just sort of pop and you'll come in and tell us something really cool. So we will see. So for me, the same thing happens with abundance. And I've been running these abundance frequencies for the group for a while. And for me, something has popped. Actually, 2 things. So last week, and this is little, I was doing laundry. I knew I had $20 in a pocket of jeans. And, oh, fabulous, Joan. So I knew I had $20 in a jeans pocket. And so when I got everything out of the dryer, I ended up having $61. There is no way I left $61 in my clothing. So the universe gave me an extra $41, which is sort of cool. So I think, John, this is one of those, the more you do it, and it might be better, instead of listening to it, if you either say it out loud or you write it down. Because some people connect more with either, if you're not an auditory person, maybe you need to see it or feel it or say it. So my cool number 2, unexpected money. I got an email from the school, because I'm in grad school. Something about COVID money. They're going to give me like $700 from my spring tuition, which I paid a lot more than $700 for 2 classes this past spring. But I totally did not expect that. I'm crossing my fingers that it's legit, because it's like, my school's a little greedy. It's a private school. So we'll see if and when the money arrives. But I'm like, that's weird. That's so weird. But I am absolutely thrilled that there's a potential that it's going to happen. All right. So did I miss anything? Ooh, I'm going to put this Marina. That is very cool. So that means that it's making a difference. So that's exciting. I'm just seeing if I missed anything else. All right, so tonight we're going to do, I'm wondering, let's do the miracle thing again, okay? And then we will do, we're going to do the aura strengthening. So I mentioned at the beginning, psychic attacks, and it keeps recurring with cords. And when my muscle test works on me, I finally got that one of the things I could do was really work on strengthening my aura. And so that's another reason why you need to have a strong aura, because not only does it repel negativity, it can repel psychic attacks. So very important. So I'm working on that along with something else that April told me. So we'll do the aura strengthening, and then we'll do the healing pulses to go. And so you'll have a week's worth. And if you do all 7, I have a feeling it will automatically renew if you need more. Okay. All right. So let's do the process for creating a miracle. And then, oh, actually, Joan, including, well, self-healing, so me plus 6 other healers. Yeah, so I have a lot of healer friends. And unfortunately, none of them was it just a fix. I mean, it was a fix and it worked with all of them, but then it came back really quickly. Very annoying. So, yep, so this is something I need to work on with myself, but they are all helping me too. And especially when my muscle testing for myself is not accurate, it's really problematic. And I hate asking for help. So it's really humbling for me to keep asking, can you muscle test for me for this? Yeah. So, but thank you for commenting. All right. So is everybody ready? So I want you to breathe this in. And I want you to really think about how it feels and how it would feel to manifest a miracle. Okay. All right. So this is a process for creating a miracle. I connect with the creative source of the universe. While I maintain this connection, every word that I speak becomes a creative truth. Our intention with this process is for us to summon miracles into this life that will bring into effect states of healing or acts of wonder that meet the needs and the new reality we now participate in. These results will bring into being my best possible outcome or the best possible version of myself. I am blessed and filled with gratitude for this amazing outcome, and I acknowledge even before I see the results. And so it is. All right, so that was creating a miracle. Put it on my list that we did it. Okay, so let's do the aura strengthening next. All right, so is everyone ready? So you are going to send energy to your aura. Either you're going to send like this, into you, or you're going to send like out and on the wall of your aura. Okay? All right, so we're going to rub my hands together. And with this, you don't necessarily need the healing pulse energy, but especially if you're having a tough week, I highly recommend pull in the additional energies and have it help you strengthen, okay? But I do want you to get used to using your own energies too, all right? Okay, so start sending the energy. And basically you just set your attention in your head that you want to send the energy to your aura. And sometimes when I do this, I don't really feel anything. But like right now, my hands are tingly. And more of a pulsing kind of way where it tingles and then it pauses. And then it tingles and then it pauses. Okay, so that was our aura strengthening for tonight. And we're going to end with your healing pulses to go. You'll get a week's worth. They'll be in your little healing pulse baggie. So, and you basically, I just send them along with the healing pulse. So think about where you want to receive the healing pulse energies and put your hands accordingly. If you don't really have a place that you want to send the energy to, you can send more to your aura. You can send it to your heart, send it to your head, and just instruct that the energies go to where it needs to go. Are you ready? All right, so I'm sending now. And for this last pulse, I do like to make things a little bit stronger and pull in the elements and the directions. So we're going to pull in all the directions: the north, the south, the east, and the west, and everything above and everything below. Be guided to the highest good of this healing pulse, along with the energies of air and earth, and fire and water. Just breathe those in. And that was our last healing pulse of the night. That was wonderful. Thank you. And thank you, Jane, for commenting on that. So that's important, that you can, share the energy around you. Or, so like here's something for Sissy who has knee issues. So if you want to pull in the energy of the healing pulse, so rub your hands together, and then you get your knee up there, and you're going to put your knee in the middle like a sandwich, and imagine that you're going to stretch and pull and work on sending the energy. Usually I start above, and then at some point I will do like a hands-on. But mainly work with your energy. Stretch and pull. Okay? So you can do this anywhere. And it's good to start playing with energy and feeling it, because the more you do that, the more you feel it. Thank you, everybody. I hope you had a good night. We did lots of stuff tonight. Keep me posted on the Creating a Miracle thing. You're welcome, Lisa. Yes, I gave you an example of how to use the healing pulse, Sissy. So you'll have to go back and use the replay. Yes, a very productive night. Hopefully your cheeks will get really tight because they're so muscular from yawning, Valerie. You're welcome, Marina. See you next week, Sissy. Yes. Glad you could make it, Geraldine. You're welcome, Paula. You said it exactly right, Jane. You don't always have to stretch and pull, but sometimes it helps. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah. Yes, that is true. Although, Valerie, they do have face yoga. I almost bought a book on it. Figured I wouldn't do that kind of yoga either. So I hope everybody has a good week. And yeah, lots of cool stuff. Go on Facebook and post about last week's vibration for raising your vibration, and if you notice that if you do anything that fit under that topic. So fabulous. Have a good night, and I will see hopefully everyone next week. Invite your friends. Oh, and prices are raising August 1st. So if you have someone that might be interested, let them know. Okay. Bye.